Jack pulled his hood tighter as rain hammered down on the empty street. He noticed a girl standing alone near the bus stop, drenched to the bone. Her arms wrapped tightly around herself as if she were trying to hold her fear in. "You shouldn't be out here alone," Jack said firmly. "This isn't a safe place for anyone, especially at this hour." The girl spun around, startled. Her soaked hair clung to her cheeks and her wide eyes darted nervously before fixing on him. "I don't need your pity," she snapped, shivering. Jack stayed calm. His sanitation uniform reflected faintly under the street lamp. "I'm not offering pity," he replied. "I'm offering heat, running water, and a night without danger." She faltered. Her lips trembled, her hands shook. He could see the fear written all over her face. "I was robbed," she whispered. "My phone's dead." "My bag's gone." Jack hesitated. He had a 6-year-old daughter at home, and every instinct told him to walk away. But something about her, the way pride and fear tangled together inside her, stopped him. "I live 2 blocks away," he said at last. "It's not much, but it's warm." "You can stay on the couch." Her knees buckled slightly. "Okay," she murmured. They walked in silence. Jack kept a respectful distance, watchful but cautious. When they reached his small duplex, he motioned her inside. Children's books lined the shelves, a pink backpack sat by the door. "You can take the couch," he said. "Blankets are in the closet." He brought her a towel, sweatshirt, and blanket. "Bathroom's to the right. Water takes a minute to warm up." She accepted the bundle, then asked, "Why are you doing this?" Jack sighed. "Because you needed help. And if my daughter were in trouble someday, I'd want someone to do the same for her." Her eyes flickered, but she said nothing. Later, she curled up on the couch. On the table sat a steaming mug of water and a note in Jack's handwriting. "If you need to call anyone, the landline is on the wall. More blankets are in the closet. Please keep the door closed. My daughter is a light sleeper." For the first time in days, she felt safe. Morning brought laughter, the unmistakable laughter of a child. Emma, the girl, sat up groggily. On the carpet nearby, a little girl played with blocks. "Good morning," Emma said. The child grinned. "Hi, you're the princess who slept on our couch. I'm Lily." Emma chuckled softly. "Nice to meet you, Lily." From the kitchen, Jack called, "Breakfast duty, Lily." Emma joined them, helping in the small kitchen. She wasn't good at cooking. She spilled eggs across the counter, but Lily only laughed, handing her paper towels. Jack ate every bite of her burnt breakfast without complaint. Later, Emma discovered he had secretly cooked a second meal for Lily, hiding it in the oven. When she confronted him, he only smiled. "The first time you do something, it's always messy. You just need someone to eat it anyway." Emma's chest tightened. She hadn't met someone so patient, so quietly kind. In the days that followed, Jack helped her find work at a local laundromat. It was grueling, exhausting work, but it gave Emma a sense of dignity she hadn't felt in years. Jack encouraged her, offered her sneakers when her feet blistered, and reminded her that freedom comes from earning something real, even if it leaves your hands dirty. One night, while delivering laundry together, Emma was chased by a dog. She fell, scraping her hands and twisting her ankle. Jack ran to her, furious, not because of the fall, but because he had been afraid for her. "No one's ever yelled at me out of fear for me," she whispered through tears. "Well," he said gently, "you're in the wrong house now." For the first time, his house felt like home, but everything changed when a necklace slipped from her laundry pile. A delicate gold chain with a sapphire pendant. It was not something a broke student would own. Jack froze when he saw it. "That's not ordinary. Who are you, really?" Emma swallowed hard. She had hidden her past, but the truth was written in the glint of that stone. Finally, she whispered, "I'm someone who walked away from a world where everything has a price except love. That's all you need to know." Jack stared at her for a long moment. "You lied to me." "I didn't lie," Emma whispered. "I left things out." Jack's voice dropped. "That's the same thing." Emma's lips trembled, but she turned away, her hands shaking. "Do you know what it's like to be watched every moment of your life? To be told who to love, where to go, what to become?" "No," Jack said firmly, "but I know what it's like to be honest with someone who isn't." The silence between them was heavy, broken only by the low hum of the machines. Emma felt tears burning at the corners of her eyes but refused to let them fall. Before either could speak again, the door swung open. A man in a leather jacket and ball cap stepped inside, holding up a smartphone. His eyes locked on Emma. "There she is," he muttered, raising the phone. Emma's breath caught. The man snapped a photo. "You've been missing for 5 days, sweetheart. Your daddy's offering 6 figures to know where you're hiding." Jack stepped forward. "Hey, get out of here." "Relax, man," the stranger sneered. "I'm just doing my job." He snapped another photo. Emma stumbled back, panic flooding her chest. Jack grabbed her arm, pulling her toward the back exit. "Go." "Now." They burst into the alley. Emma gasped for air as Jack led her at a run. He didn't stop until they reached his truck. "What about Lily?" Emma panted. "She's at school." "I'll get her." Within the hour, Lily was in Jack's arms, confused and drowsy. He handed her a juice box and strapped her into the back seat. Then, instead of driving home, he pulled into the driveway of his neighbor, Mrs. Ramirez. "She'll keep her safe," Jack said. "You trust her?" Emma asked. "With my life," Jack answered. Mrs. Ramirez opened the door before he even knocked, nodding silently. "Come in. I'll keep the little one." Jack kissed Lily's forehead. "It's just a sleepover, okay?" "Okay, Daddy," she said, her eyes heavy. Jack exhaled deeply, then turned to Emma. "Let's go." They drove out of the neighborhood in silence. Emma stared at him, guilt and gratitude battling inside her. Then she noticed his sleeve torn, his arm bruised. "Your arm," she said. "What happened?" "The guy shoved me when I blocked his camera." "Why didn't you say anything?" Jack shrugged. "As long as you and Lily are safe, I can deal with a bruise." Her throat tightened. She realized then, Jack didn't protect her because of who she might be. He did it because of who he was. When they returned to the house, something felt wrong. Jack parked a block away, scanning the street. The porch light was off. The door was ajar. A sleek black town car idled in the driveway. 2 men in dark suits stood waiting. Jack moved in front of Emma instinctively as another man stepped onto the porch. Older, silver hair, sharp eyes. "Emma," he said coldly. "Get in the car." "Are you her father?" Jack asked. "I am Winston Harrington," the man said evenly. "You're the one harboring my daughter." "I'm the man who gave her a couch when she had nowhere else to go," Jack replied. Winston's gaze swept the small house with disdain. "This place is beneath her. She doesn't belong here." "She made that decision," Jack said. "You can't keep her," Winston pressed. "I'm not keeping anyone," Jack shot back, "but I'm not handing her over like she's property either." Emma stepped between them, trembling. "Dad, stop." "Now come home," Winston ordered. "This is home," Emma whispered. "No," he said. "This is where you ran to. It's not where you belong." Emma looked at Jack, her eyes shining with tears. "I think I have to go." "You don't," Jack said. "Yes, I do," she whispered. "Not because I want to. Because I'm being pulled back." She stepped slowly toward the car. At the door, she paused. "I'm sorry," she murmured. Jack said nothing. The door shut, and the car carried her away. The house felt empty without her. Jack went through the motions, working his shifts, caring for Lily, but his spark was gone. Lily noticed too. She stopped humming, started sleeping with the lights on, and then she fell sick. Fever. Trembling. By midnight, Jack rushed her to the hospital. The receptionist said coldly, "We need a $6,000 deposit for admission." Jack's wallet held barely $100. "Please," he begged. "She's 6 years old." "Hospital policy," she replied, and then a voice behind him. "I've got it." Jack turned. Emma stood there, rain in her hair, her father's world still clinging to her, but her eyes fixed only on him. She handed over her card. "Put everything under my name. Room, meds, all of it." When asked about her relationship to the patient, she didn't hesitate. "Yes, I have one." Jack sat by Lily's bed, his head in his hands. Emma slipped into the chair beside him. "You didn't have to do that," he said. "I know," she replied softly. He looked at her. His voice cracked. "Thank you for coming back." Emma stared at the ceiling. "You once told me everyone deserves to walk without pain. That goes for hearts too." For the first time in days, Jack breathed easier. Days later, Emma faced her father in his glass-walled penthouse. "You're living in denial," Winston said sharply, "running around with a man who scrapes by." You had everything, and you threw it away. Emma stood tall. I didn't throw it away. I walked away. For the first time in my life, I chose. You love him, Winston demanded. I do. Winston flinched as though the words cut him. He gives me nothing, Winston pressed. Emma smiled faintly. He gives me everything that matters. Winston poured a drink, shoulders sagging. I never meant to be the villain. You just forgot how to be a person, Emma said gently. As she turned to leave, his voice broke through. Tell him. He's lucky. She smiled. No, I'm the lucky one. And then she walked out, never looking back. At dawn, Jack opened his front door expecting the mailman. Instead, Emma stood there with a paper bag in her hands. Blueberry muffins, she said softly. For Lily. The real kind. She steadied herself. I'm not here for the night. I'm here to stay, if you'll have me. Jack studied her. We're not rich, he said. Emma stepped closer. I've had everything. Money, travel, luxury, but I never had dinosaur pancakes. I never had a home that loved me back. Jack's eyes softened. A small voice called out behind him. Emma. Lily stood in the doorway, sleepy-eyed. Emma knelt down. Hey, sunshine, I brought muffins. Lily hugged her tight. Are you staying forever? Emma looked at Jack. He nodded. Emma whispered, Yeah, kiddo. Forever sounds good. Months later, their little family ran a weekend food stand from Jack's old truck. Jack's Jams was painted on the side. Pancakes, muffins, coffee, laughter. They weren't rich, but they were whole. For the first time in her life, Emma didn't need a palace to feel like a queen. She had found everything she ever needed: kindness, love, and home.